Okay, so I'm doing a video. So this video is especially for my good friend Shelly and my other good friend Dodie and anybody else who wants to know how to grow garlic. So first of all, do not go to the grocery store and buy a garlic bulb and plant it. I mean, you can do it. You can do it. It probably won't grow, but if it does, good for you. That's awesome. My thing would be go to your local farmer's market, go to your local farm store, go to your friend who grows garlic and asks them for garlic bulbs, okay? So this is our harvest from this year. Actually, there's way more than that, but this is the really good bulbs that we're going to plant. And let me show you what I mean by good bulbs. Okay, so this is one bulb and it's got 4 cloves. This one might have 5, but 4 or 5 cloves on this bulb. And see how big that is? I mean, my hand's not huge, but that's a decent sized garlic bulb. Okay, so yeah, you don't want more than 4 or 5. So this one's gonna have 5, but I like the size of it. And we may or may not use all the cloves on it because once we peel it, we'll see the condition that they're in. And you only use your best cloves, okay? Use your best bulbs and then use your best cloves. The other thing we're doing right now is getting the ground ready. So Derek put some composted manure on there. And now we are getting ready to put on some lime. So we have this garden lime that we use, and we also are going to be putting on some bone meal and some blood meal. Okay, and this is gonna make the ground where it is going to be the perfect setting to grow garlic. And we're putting it in the middle of October. Generally we put it in the middle to the end of October, and which is the best planting time. You don't want to put it in September, especially up here, because it will start growing. We want it to winter, and then in the spring, it just starts growing, and then it's ready to pull in June. So, and where did we get all this information, hon?
Just different people. From Keith Bush in Hubleton, from Dooley at Birdsfoot Farms, and just talking to people.
Yeah.
But if your garlic does start growing, if you plant it and your garlic does start growing, that's not a problem. I mean, we've had garlic this high when winter set in before. It doesn't affect it at all.
And we cover it with straw.
Not at all. You just cover it with straw. After you're done planting it, you cover it with straw. And if it comes up, it comes up. That's not a problem. You don't want to plant it too early, but if it does come up, that's not a problem.
So now he's putting the lime on the garden. And the other thing is, when we put the garlic cloves in the ground, we're going to put them down at least 4 inches. And I put them about 4 to 6 inches apart. You'll find different directions on the internet. You'll find different directions from different garlic farmers, and everybody has their way.
And it also depends a lot on what your soil is to start. I mean, you might not have to. Garlic likes a relatively neutral pH, but it can be a little acidic. It can go anywhere from 6 to 8. It's not so bad. It's pretty flexible. Like 6 the most, but it can go to 8. But it all depends on what your soil is to start with. You know, if you have a lot of clay and stuff, then you have to, you know.
Oh yeah, doctor your soil the way you need to.
Some composted manure or something from a farm near you. Put that down first.
Yeah.
You know? A lot of the things I see online nowadays, they cover their gardens with cardboard, and then they put the compost down, and then they put a little soil, and when they plant, they dig through the cardboard. A friend of mine uses a drill and goes through.
So now this is the bone meal.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, it's got a smell to it. You can hear the dogs in the backyard because they miss out on all this fun stuff. If we had this in the backyard where they could get to it, they'd be eating the soil. So he didn't use the whole bag. He's just eyeballing it and putting it on. So you can see the bone meal is the darker colored stuff. The white stuff is the lime. And now we're going to be adding the blood meal. What?
And the bone meal is phosphorus, and this stuff is nitrogen. Blood meal, 1400.
And we grab it where you can. Okay, and this is funny. I've never seen it like this. This is like little mouse poops.
Yeah.
So however you fertilize your gardens, this is what we do. And this is the garlic that we get is really, really good. So now he's gonna incorporate that into the soil. They're not turning. So, freaking dogs. We love them, but they got big mouths when they feel they've been left out of family stuff. But they're not the only ones that bark in the neighborhood, so I'm not too worried. Especially during the day, But so he's getting that all incorporated, and then when we dig down to put them in, which is generally I generally do that, but I still have to pull the cloves off the bulbs. But it'll get into the holes as well when they're dug. But this is his job. So.
Because it's so much fun.
Yep. So when you dig the holes, you can use a bulb grower or planter. You can use one of those. I think I have one, but I have no idea where it is. And basically what I'll be using is my trusty spade. I've had this one for a while. I love it. Don't know the brand. Don't really care.
Cobalt.
Oh, it's
Definitely
cobalt.
cobalt.
Oh, because of the blue, I guess. Yeah. But it's been lost. It's been found, but it does its job. We like it. And these beds are 4 by 8. So you made these a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're 4 by 8.
They are not
And
treated.
they're about 8 or so inches deep.
Yeah. So and they're not treated.
This is white cedar that I got from one of our local Amish. I got an entire truckload for $10. It was his scrap stuff. And so I've made this. I've made a couple of things in the house. I've made a few other things. I mean,
So,
most
that's
of
a
it
big
had
spider.
knots, and
Yeah.
you see like it had live edge and all, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
No.
It's white cedar.
You know what? Use your scraps where you can. It's
It
cheaper.
does not rot.
And here you are growing your own food. So.
Would anyone like
Oh. And that's
last year's tomato
well,
egg?
it's this year's tomato egg, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This year's tomato egg.
So we when we plant tomatoes, we put eggs in the buckets, whole eggs.
Don't ask me why.
I do it because it leaches calcium into the soil
Oh,
and
That's
extra
why.
nutrients, and it's supposed to help your tomatoes grow really good.
listen. I don't know where the microphone is. You
I
hear
can
that?
hear it.
It's got like yunk in it.
Still, it's kind of crazy.
I really want to throw it at something.
No,
I don't want to smell it.
yeah. So just throw it back on that, and don't just put it there. It's fine. We're not going to plant anything there this year. So anyway, so that's it. We'll start planting as soon as I get my bulbs pulled apart, but that is basically all you need to know. You know, your spade is about 4 to 5 inches long, so you can put it in there and put your clove down there and cover it up, and you're good to go.
Wait a minute. One more thing.
What? One more thing, he says.
When you break your bulb open and you got your cloves, you don't need to take everything off it.
Right.
You take some of the outside stuff off if you want, but you don't need to.
You don't need to.
Make sure you plant it this way.
Yes.
Not this way. The roots come out of the bottom here. The bottom here.
Yeah.
So you want the pointy part. I mean, it's kind of common sense,
Yeah.
but you'd be amazed how many people do that.
Yeah, because they think that's
put
the
it in
root.
like that, and that's how you want it to grow.
Yep.
So like in this one here, we've got several pieces, but if you see the size of that clove compared to that clove, which one are we going to plant? This one, of course, and this one, and not that one.
Not the teeny tiny.
So that, you know, and it's your own judgment. You go through which ones you like. I mean, and you take the biggest ones.
So they're the easiest ones to use, what I find, and there is no less flavor in the large cloves than the small ones.
It's not like other stuff where the bigger it gets, the less flavor it gets.
Yeah.
It's not the way. And the other thing is, when you harvest, cut your scapes off.
Yeah,
That's not a like an American. Oh well, you just let them. No, cut your scapes off, because it tells the plant that it's going to die, that it can't make any more seeds, so it needs to make its bulbs as big as it possibly can.
Okay, so scapes after garlic starts growing is another video that we are going to do
Next year.
Yes.
Tune in, same bat time, same bat channel, next back year.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. All right. Happy planting, everyone.